Yeah, I've said it loads of times on it. If I worked for the BBC, I'd be trying to get out now, before it's too late. These ones have done it. Hi, it's me again, and I do feel that the future is going to be trouble for the BBC. I think the funding's going to change and they're going to have to make massive cuts. 3.8 billion with a B quid a year they get from TV licence fees, and that's not going to be sustainable. There's going to be changes happening from the BBC. And when it does, it might be a really bad change for the BBC, and there will be massive sackings, like loads of redundancies. And the job market for those jobs, production, research, presenting, all TV stuff, people are going to be looking for jobs everywhere, and the market's going to be rammed, isn't it? So if I worked for the BBC, I'd be looking to leave now, go to a streaming service or another channel while it's easy to move, because they're crying out for people at the minute. And these two BBC people have obviously listened to me when I've said it. Have a look. BBC broadcast journalists Jane Garvey and Fee Glover are joining the Times Radio to present an afternoon news programme as the exodus of talent from the public broadcaster continues. The pair who presented their hit BBC podcast, Fortunately Together, will now co-host a live slot between 3 and 5 from Monday to Thursday. Please tell me that the BBC don't just pay these two people to present that podcast. Please. Please tell me they do something else at the BBC. I don't know these names or recognise them, so maybe someone in the comments can tell me. But if they're paying two people just to present a podcast, that's just the BBC all over. It's BBC all over, isn't it? Really. And now the Times are going to pay them to present a live radio show on Times Radio, which can't have a huge listenership, can it? It's probably going to be online only as well, I would imagine, from 3 to 5, Monday to Thursday. And they can pay their bills and live their life doing that. 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, working for a small digital, probably radio station, where I have to work a 40, 50-hour week doing what I do just to pay me rent. I'm in the wrong business. Ms. Garvey started her career on BBC Radio 5 Live before moving to BBC Radio 4's Women's Hour, which she hosts from 2007 to 2020. Their podcast, fortunately, was in the BBC's top 3 podcasts in 2021. I'm guessing that just means somebody actually listened to it. Maybe. Do you listen to BBC podcasts? I don't think you could pay me. You can pay me to listen to a BBC podcast. She said, I've had a brilliant time working for the BBC. Now I'm delighted to be joining the award-winning team at Times Radio. It's been an amazing 29 years with the BBC. I'm guessing those 29 years with the BBC were enough to secure your pension. And now it's okay for you to go and work somewhere else because your BBC pension is secure. That's probably the most important thing. Wish I had a BBC pension. State pension I'm going to get will be worth nothing by the time I get to retirement, is it? I should have jumped on the BBC gravy train years ago, shouldn't I? A number of the BBC's high-profile presenters have left the broadcaster in 2022. As a licence fee freeze imposed by former Culture Secretary Nadine Dorries forces drastic cuts at a time when rivals with deep pockets are seeking to bolster their lineups. Like I said, if I worked for the BBC, I'd be jumping ship now. While there's all the other broadcasters are really, look at Dan Walker, got loads of money for joining Channel 5. That could have been you if you work at the BBC, Go join a streaming service. Whatever you do at the BBC, you can do somewhere else, probably for more money. And you won't have that worry of what's going to happen to the BBC's funding model. Because the BBC's funding model changes a little bit. You could be on the line. Or you could be doing the dance, is what they said in a Royal Family, which is quite a good BBC show, isn't it? Doing the dance, the redone dance. Could be you. Jump now. So let me know what you think about this. Do you know these two people? I never heard of them before. Jane Garvey and Fee Glover. Did you listen to BBC Radio 4's Women's Hour? I haven't. I have never done that. So let me know if these are big people. I apologise, right? I apologise. But, I've said what I've said now, so it's too late to change that. Maybe I should do some research in future. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And again, sorry for the blurry background thing. Still in my mum's dining room. All I got is my iPhone and my computer. Everything else is in storage while I'm waiting for the new house. Couple of weeks, normal service will be resumed. I promise. But as always, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Because that way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.